All right, let's get going. So we're going to start off with the feet. All right, so have your feet hip distance apart, spread the toes, give them a little wiggle, have a look at them, say good morning. Yeah, you might want to take your socks off. And then I want you to just do a slight pronation, supination, so you're just gently rolling the feet outwards and inwards. That's it. Yeah, make sure I'm on full screen. That's it. You might want to have the little picture of yourself. And then from here, we're just going to do a little heel lift and lower. Heel lift and lower. So your arms are just dangling by your sides. I've not told you to breathe yet, but I expect you to be breathing. We don't have to do any particular breath for this bit. Good. Last one. Really nice. And then you're going to bring your legs together. Okay, so might find, the connection between your legs and your feet. This can make people sometimes feel a little bit, wibbly wobbly. So, just be closer to something that you can hold on to if that's where you are. You're now going to lengthen up through the crown of your head, stand up really tall and feel your tailbone drop down. Feel your ribs settle down into your imaginary wall. And then I'd like you to bend your knees and then stretch the legs. Now, because they're together, you'll be really quite restricted, and that's okay. Yeah, so we've done some heel lift to warm your ankle joints up. I will do a disclaimer here. I always do a few before I put the camera on because mine are very loud and I do the first few. That's it. Good. Yeah. So you're not letting the heels lift. Just keep all of the foot on the floor. Good. Okay. I'll turn to the side again just to show you. Now from here, you're going to bend the knees and then you're going to push your bum back. So I want your back to remain neutral, and I want you to get into a point where you can put your hands on your knees. So I don't want you kind of rolling for this. I want you kind of squatting a little bit. That's it. Great. Then from here, we're going to do a circle around. That's it. Good. So again, you're just really working through the ankles. I mean, it's quite nice for the knees, this, because they're supported. And, you just got to go small. If you're kind of pulling on anything, go a little bit smaller. And then let's reverse. Good work. Fab. And then last couple. Really nice. And then you can gently stand up. Bring your feet now to hip distance apart. And then you're going to do your standard squat. So take your arms forwards, sit down, and then stand up. So this time, think of that bum really reaching back. Yeah, and it's almost the hips that bend first, and then the knees follow. And that's quite helpful. If you do feel it in the knees, it's often because you're doing this first and then pushing the bum back, so they're going kind of too far forward. Lovely. Inhale down, exhale up. We'll just do a couple more. Nice. Get us a bit warmer. Make that your last one. Brill. Okay, so keep those feet hip distance apart. Now we're just going to warm up the top of the body. So first of all, we'll do some shoulder rolls going backwards. That's it. And again, my body's very loud when I do this first of all, and then it kind of settles down as it gets warmer. So if you are clunking, remember to just go a little bit smaller and then go forwards. That's it. We're really trying to oil those joints up. And then we're going to do that little fun one where one shoulder goes back and the other goes forwards. And honestly, I can't even look at myself when I do this because it confuses me. Good. That's it. It's one of these things that, you know, if we do this every week, we'll be dab-handed it. Yeah. And then try it the other way. So the other shoulder goes back and then the other one goes forwards. So can you see it's, so we're not doing this, it's kind of a oppositional movement. That's it, good work. Really nice. And then rest. I'll just come closer to the camera just so you can see. So you're going to still stand and lengthen up. And then you're going to do a rotation with the head. Back to centre. Rotation to the other side. Back to centre. Really lift from the crown of the head so the neck is long and wide. And just pull that chin in a little bit so you can feel that kind of chin tucks in and then this bit lengthens even more as you rotate. Good. Now we're going to add on kind of the rest of the torso. So I want you to take your hands over your chest, relax your shoulders, and now just think about lengthening up again through the crown of the head. So you might feel that your chest lifts with that, and use your arms to just center and maybe push down a little bit, very gently through your chest and ribs. Then from here, we inhale again. As we exhale, we're going to turn the torso. You can look around the shoulder as well, and then come back to center. What we're trying to do is keep the pelvis steady. So just try and think about those two headlights facing the camera or the front of your room. Just moving the top of the body. We're going to be doing some of this in a seated position later on with mermaids. So it's good for you to find where you can go to at the start of the lesson. Let's see if we can wring out a little bit more as we go through. Good. One more inside, each side. Great. And then let your arms dangle by your sides. Last little bit of standing. We're going to reach one arm up and we're going to reach the other down. Okay, so get that oppositional pull and push first, and then continue reaching as you take your body over with the arm. And then come back up. Bring the arms out. Swap them over. One reaches up, one reaches down. You continue to reach until the spine starts to bend. Lovely. Now, you probably know what I'm going to say next. Make sure that when you are reaching, it's not your shoulder reaching up, it's just the length of the arms. Yeah, so the shoulder still stays away from the ear. Good. Reach back to center. And the other way. Reach up and over. Fabulous. Good. And then just let the arms dangle down. Make sure you've done equal amount both sides. If you're in the middle of one, carry on. And then again, just roll those shoulders off. And let's get to the floor. So you can roll down to the floor if that's good for you. You can gently drop the head, chin towards the chest. Gently roll down, bend the knees, and down we go. Or of course, a squat down would be an alternative. I'll just adjust my camera while you get down there. Okay, so we're coming on to all fours. Just to continue that little bit of flexion that we've just started. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We just do a gentle cat stretch. And then reverse that by dropping the center, lifting the bottom and head. So remember, you still want your shoulders to remain on top of your hands. Yeah, and when we're curving, we're really encouraging the tailbone to drop down to the mat and then up to the ceiling. Good. That's it. Jean, lengthen out a little more. So bring your hands a little bit further away from your knees. And you might get a little more space then. That's the one. Perfect. Good work. And we'll just do this last one in both directions. Good, and then arrive in the middle. Then you're going to do your waggy tail. So you're going to take your bottom to the right, for example, and then you look around the right shoulder. Then we take the bottom to the left and we look around the left shoulder. And we continue. So we reach around. Again, be careful not to kind of flick your head and neck around. You know, it's still a really controlled movement. You know, I like the idea of just being, you know, kind of an older or mature, happy Labrador kind of wag the tail, you know. It's like, hi there, nice to see you. Not a crazy Luna one. All right, back to center. Good, come off your wrists, down into child's pose. Remember, cat stretch for you, Jean, if that's better for your knees. And then we're just going to breathe into the back. And then we'll lightly come up, rolling the spine up, tucking that tailbone under. And then we bring the legs forwards. So no props today. We're just going to use our bodies. I'm going to turn myself around so I can see you on my bigger screen a bit better. We're going to lie down now. So that's good, isn't it? So if you want to have any cushions, yeah, just have a little wardrobe check with the leggings. That's it. And just gently melt into the mat. So we've certainly warmed up all of the joints. I just want you to now do a little heel lift and toe lift through both feet. So you can almost feel as though you're making an impression with your feet into sand. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be fast, but you're just really feeling those four corners of the feet. Good. And then from there, we'll just gently allow the pelvis to settle. Just feel the tailbone gently into the mat. The sacrum is heavy. Maybe as you breathe, start to think about those hips widening as you inhale and softening as you exhale. Feel the natural curve of your lumbar spine. And feel the rib cage just fill up the mat behind you as you inhale. As you exhale, feel the shoulders soften. And can you think about that collarbone just smiling up? If there was a camera above us, your collarbone would be smiling right into it. Then from there, we're going to open both knees. So we're going to roll the knees outwards. We come onto the outsides of the feet, and then we roll them back in. Just a parallel, yeah, so you've still got space between the knees, like that little butterfly affair. Inhaling out, and exhale, drawing them back in. There's a little effort here in bringing them back in. Yeah, controlling the movement, but you don't have to be kind of grabbing or pulling everything in to 100%. It's just that noticing the inner thighs, the pubic bone, and the pelvic floor muscles gathering together. Good. And from here, we'll just do one leg. So the leg of your choice. You can do 5 on this side. It comes out and then back in. Inhale out, exhale in. Good. So we have to control the other leg as well, keeping it nice and still. And once you've done your 5 on that side, you just swap over to the other side. And maybe You can notice if this side's going further, if it won't go as far, if it feels a little bit tighter or stronger. Yeah, just notice how you feel. Is it pulling off the other hip on this side? Can you keep everything level? Lovely. Once you've done your 5th one on that side, I'm just coming to my last one now. You can just have those feet on the floor, keep the knees hip distance apart. We're going to draw the arms up towards the ceiling so they're vertical. You're going to reach through the little finger on both hands up towards that ceiling. Feel the shoulders just lift a little bit. Let those shoulders relax back down, but keep those arms super straight. And then we're going to do toy soldier. So one arm's going to go up as the other goes down. So similar to that side bend that we did. And I want there to be a reach, again, almost like you're trying to make your arms longer to create space through the elbow joint, through all the finger joints, through the wrists. Yeah, but we're still keeping those shoulders heavy. You may be able to feel that your shoulder blades are kind of sliding just a bit up and down the back. Yeah, that's what we're trying to separate them a little bit. That's it, good. It's quite nice. We've been doing dead bug the past couple of weeks. It's quite nice just to do the arms without having to think of the coordination and just feeling those stretches. Really nice. Let's do one more each side. Brill. And then interlace your fingers and pop them behind your head. From here, we're just going to do a little elbow butterfly. So similar to what we did with the hips, we draw the elbows in, the shoulders widen, and really use the inhale here to fill up the back of the mat. And then exhale, take the arms out. So we inhale, we come together, and exhale, take them out. And again, depending on what you've been doing, I know there's lots of kind of painting and gardening going on now. It's getting to that time, isn't it? So you might be a bit achy around those muscles you didn't know you had. Next time your elbows come up towards the ceiling, you're going to keep them there. You're going to inhale. As you exhale, you're going to curl up. Just gently peeling your shoulders just to the tips of those shoulder blades off the mat, and then rolling back down. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, curl up. Get rid of all of that breath before you come all the way back down to refill. Make sure those elbows aren't so tight around your head that you can't hear anything. Yeah, it's just that kind of pointing of the elbows that I'm looking for. Good. And make sure that with the tailbone is staying down. So when you curl up your head, the tailbone's not coming along with it. Well done. Just do last one there. And we will add on. Beautiful. So, in fact, we'll do single leg circle first. So leave your head down for now. Just take your arms by your sides. Bring one leg up into tabletop. Hips are level. So as you float that leg up to tabletop, just make sure that that hip is still in line with the other. Still have the tailbone dropped, and then you can start to circle. So you circle the leg. Now, because we've not got any bands or anything today, you can just keep it bent. But if you are happy and you want a bit more, you can straighten the leg and go with that version. Okay, so see what you think. Often when we straighten the leg, it can kind of move the pelvis a lot more. So I want you to concentrate on keeping the pelvis still. And then we'll reverse the circle. That's it. Good. Push into that other foot. And breathe. Great. Well done. Hug that leg in. Give it a little rest. Feel that glute stretch out. So the bum cheeks really stretch out every time you bring your knee in towards your chest. The lower back gets a lovely stretch too. And then you can relax that leg down on the mat. Pick the other leg up. Choose which kind of shape you want it in. Again, there's no reason why you can't play with it. Do you know what I mean? If you start bent, then you think, oh, actually, I'll sort of straighten it out a little bit. See how that feels. As long as you're stirring from the top of the leg, yeah, and that's where the work's happening. Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, with variations. Good. Yeah, likewise, I can see Jean's got her leg straight. If you want the other leg straight, if that feels better, more connected, that's another variation. Reverse if you haven't already. Well done. Lovely work. And make this your last one or two, and then hug the leg in. Brill. Okay, so just stretch those legs out for a moment, give them a little wiggle so you can feel that little bit of space and warmth in the front of the hips. And then we're going to come to scissors now. So I'm going to keep on adding on to this one. We're going to start with our heads down, arms by our sides. We just lift one leg. We keep the pelvis in neutral. So you want that lower back to remain in a curved position. Yeah, you don't want to go completely flat or, you know, really high arched. So you want to really work on using the breath here to keep the ribs down and the abdominals contracted or set, to keep you nice and safe. So we inhale. As you exhale, you're going to take this leg down. Before this leg hits the ground, we pick the other up. So we inhale, one comes down, exhale, the other comes up. So it's quite slow, but I've got the most brilliant leggings on to show you this today, haven't I? So you can see the right angle of my orange stripe. Yeah, scissors is not this. Yeah, with the can legs, you've got to push the thigh away, and then just as the other one starts to move, yeah, we get this kind of scissor action. So it's like a spring action. Yeah, you can actually go a bit lower than that, Jane, before you pick up the other leg. Yeah, so it's almost like you're dipping your toe into hot water, and then the other one comes up. Yeah, that's it. Good. Brilliant. Best class I've seen today. Okay, so from there, give yourself a little rest, hug the knees in, put your hands behind your head. We're then going to curl up and do that one again. So obviously there's a lot more going on here, but you may be surprised, it does actually free up the legs a little bit to curl the spine up. So we won't be doing it for long, just be cautious that you don't want to speed it up, all right? So we inhale, exhale, curl up, drop the tailbone, and then from there, drop one leg and then the other. Of course, you can come from here, yeah, and start like that. But I want you curled up and moving the legs. Good. That's it. Joe, widen your elbows a little bit. Yeah, I think it's the angle of the camera a little bit as well, but just in your peripheral vision, you want those elbows. Good. Just 3, 2, 1, and rest. I was very cautious. Oh, I was very aware then that I'd said we weren't going to do it for long, and then I started chatting. So well done. Okay, so we are going to now do a seated spine twist so you can get the feeling of these obliques. So I'll turn towards you. If you prefer to be sat with your legs straight, you know, froggy, diamond, or crossed, doesn't matter. Okay, what matters is that your spine can be lifted up and your hands are going to go across the chest again. Yeah, so find your most comfortable seated position. That's it. Is that the most comfortable one, Jean? Okay, so just gently start to rock from side to side so you can find your sit bones. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale. We're going to do 3 little breaths one way. So we inhale. As we exhale, we twist. 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 Inhale, back to center. And the other way. So we exhale. And I want you to kind of twist to the point where you really start to get into tune with your waist muscles. There'll be a little point where you'll be like, oh, there's my obliques. That's what she's talking about. You can do this on a chair, by the way, if you're just having a nightmare on the floor. Pat, lovely straight spine there. I've got a lovely profile view of your spine. Excellent. Tracy, you look very upright as well. Everyone's doing a great job of this. If you feel yourself leaning back a little bit, try to send your pubic bone down towards the mat. We're just going to do 1 more each side. Back to center. The whole torso is twisting, not just the neck. Good. And then rest. Brilliant. Then you're going to come back down to lying on your back. I hate it when I do that. So back. Okay, return to your back. And we're going to do crisscross now. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to inhale in the center, hands behind the head. Let's go left to right knee. Okay, so we curl up. Inhale. And as we exhale, this time we lift the right knee, we twist, so the left armpit is reaching towards that right knee. We twist again, and then come back to center and all the way down. So we inhale at the bottom, do the same side, exhale, curl up, inhale to prep, exhale, lift the leg, twist, twist, twist. Good. And back to center and down. So the twist is always reaching up towards the knee. We're not just reaching around into the ground. So do that one more time for me. Twist, twist, twist. Good work. Lovely. And then it's effective, isn't it? And then we'll do the other side. Curl up just to the tips of those shoulder blades. And then twist, twist, twist. Can you feel it? Have you located? Yeah, those left obliques. So this is kind of, I suppose, muscles that we use in daily life just for twisting. Yeah, so an example might be to, turning to get your seatbelt on. Not that we're going anywhere much at the moment. Yeah, or twisting to, pick up your secateurs. Yeah, we need those muscles to be nice and ready for action. That's it. So 3 on this side. Twist, twist. Well done. Good. And then relax for a moment or 2. Brilliant. Good. So you found your obliques. Now we'll stretch those out a little bit. Have your feet still hip distance apart. Arms can go a little wider now with your palms facing up towards the ceiling. Then from there, inhale, take the legs one way. Let them roll to the side. Take your head the opposite way and look down your arm. And then bring them back to center with that exhale. So an inhale, twist, exhale. Think about your mid-back, your ribs, your lower back, and then the pelvis and the legs follow on. Yeah, so every movement is controlled from the center. You can start to think about how your muscles gather things up as well. Really nice. Let's just do a couple more each side. Brilliant. Yeah, well done. So, again, a good one to do after you've been in the garden for a while and you've been doing lots of kind of flexion forwards, bending down, and you feel a little bit tight around the shoulders. It's a nice one to do. So you can now just roll onto your sides and then continue to roll onto your belly. Again, I'm going to flip myself around so I can see you a bit better. Yeah, and then from there, we're going to do swan. So today, your hands are going to be straight away to the side of the mat, forearms down, elbows connected. You can just let your head settle down for a moment and just get into that sleepy mode. Reach one leg long, reach the other long. If it helps, tuck the toes under and press through your heels. And just feel if that can lengthen your lower back a little. Yeah, feel the pubic bone gently sinking into the mat. And then from there, you're going to start to hover your head. You have to pick your head up so you can look down at the mat. And then you're going to lengthen through the crown of the head, reaching the chest forwards. And just see how high you can get without putting any or barely any pressure into the hands or arms. And then come back down. So it's really quite small. And you're really thinking about how in tune you can be with your upper back. So not only the thoracic spine, but the cervical spine, which is your neck. Think about lengthening and picking up. Great. And be mindful that we're not just thrusting our ribs forward. So if your ribs feel like they're getting very heavy into the mat, you're probably using those to help yourself get up. So if you lift them, that will start to help them do less. Good. Now you're a little bit warmer. You can now lift the head reaching forwards, lift the chest by reaching it forwards, the collarbone widens and smiles. And then when you get to your extension without pushing through the arms, push down through the pubic bone again, and then start to lift the chest by pushing through the arms. So you're in your full swan then. Good. And then start to lengthen forwards to come all the way back down. Lovely. So your elbows stay on the ground until that point where you've got to start pushing through your hands to lift that chest any higher. Good. You still want the pubic bone to be attached, even if you're coming off the hips. And we're all made a bit differently. We want that line to come from the bottom. Good. All the way up to the crown of the head. Lovely, Jean. Really nice. Just drop your chin a little bit, Tracy, so you're not overextending the neck. Good. That's better. Yeah. And Pat, you lift your head a little bit more now. There we go. Great. Last one. Good. And then we'll come back into child's pose for a sec. So put your hands underneath your chest, push yourself up. Just come back for a moment or two. Just enjoy that stretch. Cat stretch is also good. Inhale into your back. And then spread yourself out on the mat again. So can you come from your child's pose and just slide your arms forwards and bring yourself back down. That's it. So if you would like, you can be on your forearms. If you just have a look over to the camera for a sec. If you were doing your swan and you were just getting here, then I want you to stay down for single leg kick. If you were coming up here, yeah, then you can definitely come onto your forearms because your spine's already done that. Okay. Obviously, you can change your position when we get into it. So from there, we're going to, again, lengthen through the crown of the head. That's always your starting point in your prone. And then just deepen that pubic bone into the mat. Reach one leg long and then kick, kick. Reach the other leg long, kick, kick. The legs are parallel. And the more you can keep that pelvis still and tilted, yeah, that's what the pubic bone's doing, pushing in to keep your lower back long, the more work you're going to get through the back of the legs. Kick, kick. Lift your ribs if you're on your forearms. Good. Kick, kick. It's not an easy exercise, but you will learn to love it if you don't already. Kick, kick. Took me a while actually to love this exercise. Okay, so from there, gently sink back down to the mat. Bring your legs together. Take your arms by your sides. Now you've got long arms, palms facing up. Your head's relaxed on the mat, just turned one way. From here, we're going to again press down through the pubic bone or tailbone reaching towards the heels. And then from here, we're going to keep the legs on the floor as we reach those arms along the mat. The shoulders lift, the collarbone widens, the head hovers. Then we pick those arms up and reach them towards the ceiling. And that's what lifts the chest that little bit higher. And then we come all the way down to the mat, turning the head the other way. And we go again. So we reach those arms, hover the head, lift the arms, chest reaches forwards. Yeah, legs stay down. That's it. So you don't have to come high because sometimes we have flexible spines, particularly in the lower back area, and that's what will be doing the work for you. So that sort of the more you can hover and reach long, the more those upper back muscles are going to go, oh, okay, we need to do this. Remember, each time your head hovers, your gaze is down towards the mat. That's it. Good. And when you come down to relax, that's when your head twists. Lovely. That's it. So again, ask yourself, where are you working from? If your lower back started to take over, if your legs have started to lift, you know, just regroup for a moment. Press those legs down if you need to. Last one now. Brilliant. Good work. All right. Then from here, we're just going to do a little bend through both knees. And we're going to do windscreen wiper. So you can bring your hands to your head now if you wish, to make it a bit comfier. Good. That's it. Then I'd like you to take your knees wide on the mat and stretch out your legs. So the knees are wide. You're again going to press down through the pubic bone and inhale. As you exhale, I want you to try and draw your heels together without those heels coming high, and then bring them back apart. So yeah, have a little look because this can be quite confusing. I know, I'm doing it myself. That's it. So when your heels meet, your bottom is not lifting. So that's the kind of challenge here, that we're getting an external rotation, bringing the legs in. That's it, and then back to center. Great. And then let's switch that up by taking the knees together. So legs are completely together now. Bend the knees and then let those heels drop away. So now you get an internal rotation. Lovely. Well done. So after you've done a couple more of those, we're going to come into child's pose, return to our backs for a moment. We are going to be on our backs next, so if you'd rather bring your knees in towards your chest, yeah, you can kind of get there and be that way. Reach those arms out in front, breathe into your back. Feel the tailbone sink down a little more. Good. And then gently roll yourself up. All right, so we're going to do shoulder bridge next. So if we come on our backs, returning to supine position, feet hip distance apart, arms by your sides, looking straight up towards the ceiling. Let's give those shoulders a little snuffle. I don't know what I mean. Like get cozy into the mat. I don't know which word I mean. I'm sure it'll come to me. Okay, and then again, making that kind of impression into the mat with your feet, feeling the big toes, the little toes, outer heel, inner heel. Remember, if you've got any knee stuff going on, it's good to put a cushion or a ball in between your legs for shoulder bridge, and that will kind of give them less to deal with. From there, we're going to gently tilt the pelvis back. We're going to reach the shins forward. We roll up. You inhale at the top, and exhale, roll down. Good. If you suffer from cramp, remember you've got the option to take your legs out a little bit further away from the bottom or bring the heels a little closer. Yeah, kind of play with which position is going to work for you today. Good. And I'm just going to remind you about this space between your chin and chest. So when you're rolling up, you've got that space, no matter if you're at the top, middle or bottom. There you go, there's a little reference there to a 80s or 90s game show. Tell me at the end if you can remember what that is. And then from here, next time you go up, you've got the option to hold that shoulder bridge. Relax the chest, keep the energy through the shoulders and press through all four corners of the feet. So because we're up here now for a short while, you're going to feel some more work, hopefully through the bottom and the back of the thighs. Lift your arms, hover them up in the air so you're reaching towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift the arms over the head now. Keep them dangling, so they're still reaching, they're not on the floor. And then exhale, slowly roll the spine down. Bring the arms all the way back to the floor and begin again. That's it. So yeah, make sure you've got space so you can enjoy it. And just be cautious of those feet not going too narrow or wide. Reaching over. To inhale, and it's like a well-oiled bike chain just going ding, 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 all the way down onto your mat. The arms over the head can just really encourage that upper back to maybe give out a little bit more space. So if you feel really tight there, I would practice these. Yeah. And if you feel like you're getting nowhere, just bring the hands up to the ceiling and enjoy that gentle sink down. Good, just one more time through. Brilliant. And then you can hug those knees in for a moment, again just stretching out your back, and then you're going to roll onto your side. So no rush. If you're in the middle of your shoulder bridge, finish it, enjoy it, and then meet me on your side. So you're going to be lying down, lengthening through the crown of your head, hips stacked, ribs stacked, shoulders stacked. If you need a little cushion underneath there to make your neck feel better, get it. Heels are in line with the bottom. And we're going to keep this little bit of waist lifted, aren't we? All right, so from there, if you just think about looking forward, so I know I'll be in a different area for each of you in your room, but want the neck to be long, so the gaze needs to be forwards, and we're just going to lift and lower this top leg. So the leg's bent, so it's a little bit easier balance-wise. Keep your foot in line with your knee. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. I mean, that doesn't matter too much, to be honest. If you want to do it the other way around, that's okay. That's it. As long as you're breathing. That's the one. Good. Then we're going to do some circles. So we're going to lift that leg. I'm going to circle it around. So make sure now, if your hand's on your hip, yeah, that it's not moving back and forwards. That's it. And always think about directing the traffic now with your knee, and that should encourage your thigh bone to do the work. Good. And then we're going to go the other way. So back and around. Good. And around. Well done. And then you're going to have a mini rest. Okay, if you need a little stretch, take it. Then we're going to do clam. We're going to open and close. Open and close. Remember, it doesn't have to be big. Yeah, that's it. Well done. Top hip still stays on top of that bottom hip. Lovely. Last little bit coming your way. So if you're thinking, oh, when's it going to be over? Soon. Okay, 5 of these. Lift the knee, lift the foot. 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 Make sure the knee comes all the way down to meet the other. That's it. Good. Oh, I think I've done one more. You don't want that, do you? And then rest. Reinforce. And give your little bottom a nice little rub. Well done. So we'll just go onto our backs for a little stretch out of that area before we do the other side. So the leg that you've just been using is going to cross over the other. So I was using my left leg for the work. So I'm crossing my left leg over my right. Arms go wide. I'm going to let the legs roll towards the right. Yeah, to stretch out that bit that we've just worked. So if you did the other side, you know, do the opposite way. You're kind of rolling in the way that you've crossed your legs. And it should feel quite, well, a relief. Doesn't mean that it's going to be nice, but when we stretch the muscles when they're warm, they've just worked, you know, they're much more likely to respond. So rather than leaving it until this bit's cooled down, you can enjoy that little stretch. Then from there, you're going to bring the legs back to center, hug them towards the chest. You can grab hold of anything you can muster, so your shins, your ankles, maybe behind the thigh, and just pull those in towards the chest and breathe. Can you pull them in a little bit deeper on this next breath? well done. Release, uncross the legs, roll onto your other side. Good. That's it, bit of break dancing on a Friday morning. That's it. Well done, everybody. So line up your bodies, you know, line it up with something. Back of the mat is usually the easiest thing. And make sure, again, the gaze is forwards, the ears are stacked, the shoulders are stacked, the ribs, the hips, the knees, the feet. And we lift and lower. Lift and lower. That's it. So the aim of keeping the waist long is to still work the spine and create space, yeah, particularly in your lower back. So yes, we're trying to kind of keep these muscles on, but that's to support the spine. So that's kind of another little method that we use. You know, we're always trying to elongate, create space, and make the back stronger in Pilates. Good, so we're going to now do circles. So everything else that we do is just really extra. Yeah, see if we can challenge that spine. Good. Try not to straighten the leg out. So you're keeping it in a bent position and then doing the circle from there. Yeah. Great. I'll try and concentrate and not chat, otherwise you'll end up doing more than 5. I've got big exclamation marks on my plan over here saying only 5 for each one. So I'll have to listen to myself. Good. And then rest. Ooh. And then we climb. So again, just checking that your ribs haven't started thrusting forwards, that your hips are still stacked. You can start to lift that knee. That's it. Well done. Again, it's difficult for me to see on the camera, but just make sure the heels are in line with the bottom, not too far forward. It's because it kind of works different muscles. This one is the glute med, which stabilizes your spine. That's probably 5, isn't it? I was looking at your feet. Okay, so from there, we're going to lift the knee. We drop the knee to lift the foot. Yeah, and then swap. Lift the knee, lift the foot. That's 2. Lift the knee, lift the foot. 3. Lift. 4. Lift. 5. And rest. Well done. Bring that leg over. Get some blood to it. Onto your back. Let me just check the time. Yes, so we'll just do this little stretch here and then we'll come into all fours. So cross that leg over, and it's that lady cross. That's it. So the whole thigh is meeting the other thigh. Yeah. And then from there, allow the legs to roll over. So we're only going one direction because we want to really open out the gluteus maximus, which some of you will remember that before I got Luna, that was my dream dog. I was going to get a dog and call it Max, gluteus maximus. So if you suffer with sciatica, again, pins and needles down the leg, or just any kind of pain that resonates around the bottom, can often be to do with the nerves around there. So this is a really good stretch to open out that area and kind of give it a little bit of love. Likewise, picking the legs up in the center and doing the figure of 4. And this kind of action really should open out. If you can stick with it, do. Easier version is the wall. Or put your legs up on a chair. Inhale and exhale. Last breath here. If you can relax that belly anymore, you can just sink back into the lower back. Great. release, unfold the legs. That's it. Hug both legs in towards the chest. Nice. And then again, you can rock and roll yourself up to sitting if that's something that you are able to do. And then we're going to come to all fours. So, I'm having legging issues this morning. Okay, so you're coming to all fours. This one we should be dab hand at now. So make sure you use the arm and leg that is closest to the screen, okay? Have a look if you want to first before you attempt it. We're going to keep on doing alternate sides for this today. So I'm working through the right side because that's nearest the camera. So I'm pushing through the right hand. I'm lengthening the right leg. I pick that leg up, feel that length all the way through the body, just like we are in swimming. I take the right leg across the body, just behind the mat, yeah, to find the floor. And then I transfer the weight into the left hand to pick up my right arm. We open out this way. And we reach the arm forwards to roll all the way back and bring the leg back in. Okay, I'll do that again with you. So push through the right hand, reach the same leg out, pick it up. Take the leg over the body and take it down behind the leg to find the floor. Pick the other arm up to open out the body. That's it, and then reach the arm forwards to roll back in. So it's always the same arm and same leg that is going to be lifted off the floor, okay? So you press down through the opposite hand, same leg reaches up, crosses over the body, find the floor, twist, reach up towards the ceiling and down into the mat, and then reach the arm forwards to bring you all the way back into your all fours position. Good. The more you reach, yeah, the more you'll get out of it in terms of that stretch up. And then the leg still is behind you as you stretch the arm forward, and that's where you can get a little more hip action. That's it. Reach it up, 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 Pat. Good. I'm going to watch you do these last couple. Lovely. Leg goes, finds the floor first. Yes. Make sure that back leg is super straight. Well done. Brilliant. Make sure you've done equal amount on both sides. Yes, Joe, that's perfect. Love it. And then again, just go back into your child's pose or just have a little shake off of that wrists. Yeah, whatever feels like it's a relaxing pose. I'm very upset because I've run out of time, so I haven't got time to do my mermaid little set with you. So I'll have to put a little note to do that next week with you. So we're going to finish seated. We're just going to find a comfortable position. Arms are going to be by your sides. You're going to, I don't know if I've done this before with you guys. So you're going to imagine you're like a little pot of boiling water, okay, or a pan of water on the boil. And you're going to just do a gentle kind of simmer. So you're just rocking the pelvis, yeah, as we start. Yeah, that's it. And then obviously the heat goes up. So it's going to go up the spine. You're going to start to rock the ribs, the arms lift. And then you're going to go to full on boil. And you reach up. That's it. Let everything jiggle. Reach up, reach up, reach up. And then bring the arms down. Take it off the boil. Come down to a nice little simmer. Then we turn the heat up again. Up. Let everything go. That's it. Boil, hot, hot, hot. And then turn it down. Good. And then just rest there for a moment. Maybe close your eyes for a sec. Just feel the energy in the body. Inhale. And exhale. Just really feel how your body is at the end of this hour. A nice calm moment. And I hope that you can now just walk into your day with a smile on your face, feeling very proud of yourselves coming along today. So thank you so much. That's where I'm going to finish today, because I know your time is precious. Thank you. I hope you